Os acessórios e equipamentos utilizados em nossas receitas você encontra no Armazém 2000.
Well, let's start with the first question. My tip to the amateur baker would probably be, hey, try to work with fondant. Fondant actually is what I call the Houdini of cake decorating. And Houdini was a magician. It looks really hard. It looks complex, but it's really easy. Okay? Once you roll fondant out, anybody could cut a strip. Anybody could cut out a diamond. It's all a matter of cut and paste and be able to do something. So these cakes look more extravagant and exotic, but the truth of the matter is it's actually easier than taking a knife and smoothing a cake out to be perfectly smooth. This is it gives you a lot more leeway. So don't be scared of fondant and try to work with it a lot, because a lot of people are intimidated by it. Well, to me, the most important thing is the way the cakes taste, right? So my strategy years ago, I took the bakery over in 1994. And my dad had delicious, great recipes. The cakes were more old-fashioned. The cakes weren't what they were. And a lot of supermarket bakeries in the U.S. were putting bakeries like mine out of business. So I said, you know what? There was people who were making these crazy, beautiful cakes, but they all tasted bad because they weren't bakers; they were artists. So somebody would be an artist, and they would, they didn't really know how to bake, and they would go and get a box mix and then make it look pretty. I said, if I can take my father's recipes and be able to do these type of cakes, because I was already a little advanced in cake decorating, I said, I can make cakes that the supermarkets will never be able to make. I'm going to create my own niche, my own market. Well, the thing is we do try to do buttercream. We do whipped cream. We do all kinds of cakes. But for the television show, right, they usually want to see a certain type of cake. If I have to make a cake the size of this table on the stage, and it's got to move, spin, and jump, well, then you have to think about what are your mediums you could use to make that happen. And usually fondant always comes into it. But I'm proud to say that I'm, the type of baker that I am is a dying breed in America, because a lot of people only know how to use fondant. They know how to make a beautiful fondant cake, but they don't know how to ice it with a spatula. It's crazy. It's like mind-blowing. Kids come out of culinary school and they could do a fancy cake out of fondant, but they can't ice it smooth and do buttercream on it. So I sometimes wish that we could do more of that on the show, and we always try to mix it in here and there. So we'll see what the future brings. Well, that's the beauty of America, right? America is the melting pot, and we have all the cultures from all over the world there. So we, at the bakery, probably most influenced by Italian, because my father was an Italian baker and that's what he knew. But we also make American pastries, such as like donuts and stuff like that. We make French pastries. We make German pastries. We make all kinds of pastries from, all over the place. And there's a lot of influence from, we even do a dulce de leche cupcake. So, it's not, I've never been the type of person to not be ignorant to let other people come and show you something, or inspire from other flavors and cultures. So, I mean, we have a huge Latino community in New York and New Jersey. And, you know, they like the tres leches cake, and so we make them. You know, in America, you could kind of get away with it, you know. I mean, you have some of those bakeries that are like, we're an Italian bakery and we'll only make Italian. Listen, I make what the people want. I won't put out a subpar product. If I don't know how to do it, you know, a lot of people say, do you make gluten-free? I don't specialize in it. I don't, you know, I'm smart enough to know when to say I don't know something about something. You know, if I don't know any about it and I'm not specialized in it, we don't do it. But once you have a good recipe and you can do it, why not? I had tried some sweets yesterday at the bakery that I was at. I didn't have any cake. You know, we in America use 3 types of sugar. We use brown sugar. We use just powdered sugar, and we use granulated sugar. Typically, depending on, you know, if you want that real caramelly flavor, you do brown sugar. You know, depending on, like, if you're doing chocolate chip cookies. I don't know if you guys make them here, but that's really big in the U.S. Those got to be done with brown sugar because they're gooey and ooey, and they have that feel. You want that, like, feel in your mouth. Whenever you're baking a cake, you use the granulated sugar or dough or cookie. And then anytime you're making an icing, you use the powdered sugar. So it's typically whatever kind of sweets. I mean, what you just kind of utilize what sugar you need for what product.
E aí, gostou do vídeo? Clica no link da descrição, tem acesso a todo o nosso conteúdo digital e ainda recebe em sua casa 11 edições por ano, com passo a passo de receitas e toda a informação de que você precisa. www.cake2000.com.br.
Os acessórios e equipamentos utilizados em nossas receitas você encontra no Armazém 2000.